Hey guys, bonus for you this week. I did record an answer to some questions that I've been getting, and as usual, I went a little long on my explanation. So I still wanted to give it to you guys, but I put it in a separate video. Check it out, and hopefully this helps. I do want to address some of the questions that I've been getting in the last week. Overwhelmingly, I've received so many prayers and support and words of encouragement from everybody, so I really appreciate that, and thank you for just the outpouring of love that you have offered me. It is reassuring, it is comforting and encouraging to know that I am walking in the path that God is leading me. And that's one of the questions that I've gotten from a few of you, and I think it was articulated very well in an email I just received. A young woman wrote, "How do you build trust and allow God to guide you? And what is one thing that you would recommend that might help me to put my trust in Jesus more?" Trusting in Jesus is one of those things that I think it's really easy to say, okay, Jesus, I trust in you. I trust in your will for me. I know that you have good plans for me. But it's a lot harder to believe, to really own that in your heart and not to worry. Luke 12, one of my favorite passages, he talks about who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life. If you cannot do something such as this, why worry about the rest? And in that verse, it's a kind of a long verse, but in the passage he talks about you shouldn't worry about what you shall wear or eat or do, and that's not easy. That is really not easy. I can tell you, going to interviews right now, that I'm looking at, okay, what am I going to wear? How am I going to do my hair? What am I going to say? I'm making sure that I eat breakfast before I go. I'm very worried about what I will wear and eat and do. So, there is some of that angst that's very normal in our everyday life, but I think what God is calling us to is a deeper understanding of His love for us and His will for us, and that is that I know, and I know in my heart of hearts, that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, the month, the year, whatever I'm going through, that I will be okay. No matter what happens, I know that God is there and He's providing for me. Coming home, I was very silly, and I told Jesus that, okay, I'm going to get home and then someone's going to call me and offer me a job, and that's how I'm going to know that it's from you. And I mostly trusted that that would happen. I didn't worry about finding a job before I came home. I figured, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. But sure enough, I came home, and not what I anticipated, but my sister-in-law gave me a call and asked if I would like to work for them for a short time. They just had twin girls, and so I'm helping to nanny the girls at night. It provides something very necessary for me. I need some money to pay my monthly bills. They've given me a car to use while I'm working for them, and I am so blessed by them and my parents who have been helping me. I'm staying with them right now, and I just see all these different ways that God has provided for me. And I had no plans. I had no clue what was coming when I left the convent. But I think one of the ways to build that trust, to begin to really wrap our hearts around that notion of Jesus, I trust in you, is to look back. Hindsight is 20/20. Look back in a year ago and think of what was, or 2 years ago, whatever this event was. What was an event in your life that you thought, oh my gosh, what the heck am I going to do? There have been those times, certainly in my life, and I'm sure in yours, where you've just been stressed out of your brains and you have no clue what you're going to do. Well, probably you got through that, right? You got past it. One way or another, whether it was easy or difficult or someone came through and rescued you, you made it through. And now you're on to new worries and new things, of course, but you made it through. And I'm certain that if you go back another year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, that you will see many more of those events that stressed you out, that made you fearful and worried, and you didn't know what was going to happen. But stuff happened, and it's okay, and you are who you are today because of those things. And it wasn't you who got you through. It wasn't your parents who got you through. It was God, through them, through your own revelation. It was Christ, it was the Holy Spirit who led you through those things. And as you begin to recognize that it was Jesus there, the home footprints, right? It was Jesus there walking with you, carrying you through all these hard times. You can begin to trust. You can begin to be hopeful. Hope in the biblical sense does not mean that I'm wishing, that I have my fingers crossed and maybe it'll happen. Hope is based on the knowledge that it has happened before and it will happen again. With the daughters, we have a prayer, and at the end of the prayer it says, Divine Providence can provide, Divine Providence did provide, Divine Providence will provide. And I do believe that. And I struggle at times like everybody else, and I waver and I question and I doubt and I play the needy girlfriend with Jesus. But really, do you really feel that way? Do you really want me to do this? Is this really going to be okay? And I do, and everybody does, and that's okay. We're coming into the year of mercy with Pope Francis is talking about, and Christ does have mercy on us, and we need to have mercy on ourselves as well, to know that it's okay when we do struggle, it's okay when we doubt, but that we need to, like Peter, look back to Jesus and not feel guilty and let ourselves sink into the water, but reach out our hands and cry out to Jesus, who will lift us up and bring us back to a safe, sturdy, solid boat, and make sure that we're okay. And so I think that is my tip, is to just look back over your life. Look at all those times when you were fearful, when you doubt, when you were scared, unsure, and look at how Christ brought you through those. Try to find the Christ in all of those moments, and you will begin to trust him more.